Get woke and go broke. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, September the 10th. And wow, what a week it was. Not a lot of action in the markets, but certainly a lot of action in other places. And, lots of news items. And as we approach going into a triple riching week, there is a new ETF coming out. Go by title, go woke or go broke. And that, I think, has been kind of the significance of what we've been watching from this horrible administration of American haters. I can't stress it enough at how much they obviously hate America for what they're doing. The overall policies, everything that is being done is to destroy the small business, to destroy capitalism, and to destroy your life. And you're going to continue to stand for it. Shame on you, because this is not the America that we grew up in. This is not the America that we know. This is becoming a whole. And again, as I've said, 1,000 times before, the objective is not for the United States to back up to catch up to the rest of the world. It's to force the rest of the world to catch up to us. But obviously, this administration doesn't give a shit about it, and they don't care about you and me, which is why crude oil inventories in this country are at 1985 lows, okay, and prices are at highs, okay, and it doesn't make sense. We have enough of it to produce our own, yet we let OPEC and the criminals from Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the rest of the world dictate what we're supposed to be paying for oil and gas. It is just criminal that we as Americans get stuck with all the BS reports about inflation, that they're not true anyways. And we continue to see the destruction of our capital because of what we have to pay at the pump. And of course, our farmers are getting tormented and tortured because I believe that the Chinese are forcing grains lower to try to take over the farmland so they can control the world. Because when you look at the price at wholesale compared to the price at retail, the divergence in the width has never been so great. Okay. We're back into the COVID cycle. And I want to know, how are we going to handle the shutdown 2.0? Because it's coming. This is known as the election variant. And there's just going to be trouble right before the election so that they can maintain power. Now, as you know, I am a fan of neither party. I think they're both worthless. The government needs to be reset. We need term limits. We need a lot. But what we don't need is America haters in positions of power. And the squad is by far the biggest haters in this country. And of course, our president is one of the biggest racists who hates Jews along with everybody else. So I don't know about you, but it's about time we made some changes. All right. Of course, another $1 billion to Ukraine. Oh, why not? Let's just keep giving our money away. You're paying for it. I'm paying for it. Okay. So that we can make the big construction, the big rebuild profitable. Okay. Who do you think? What's the money going for? Let them fight the war. Is it our war? Okay. If Biden had any balls, there wouldn't have been a war in the first place. Okay. And of course, you can tell that McCarthy's a piece of crap too, because of course he stonewalled the impeachment. Why is Hunter Biden not in jail yet? Why are we watching all these things going on? It's just not logical when we continue to see this. And of course, China has now banned iPhones for government officials. Well, is that a start of something? Are they, listen, China is already the worst for human rights. China is always the worst for the least amount of pay, and the biggest is disparity. And now they're going to start controlling even more. Well, it makes sense when you think about it. Okay. The Biden administration is undermining the strength of the U.S. Okay. Again, just look at what he's doing. Forget about my opinion. Watch what's going on. Look at what they're doing to this country. Look at the power and what we're giving up to everybody else. Okay. And you tell me that that's not a problem. Okay. I would beg to differ with you. Okay. Because to me, the president of the United States is undermining the country which he's supposed to be representing. Okay. I think that you can see consumer credit is plunges, okay, with negative returns. I mean, where's the money going to go? Okay, this is again, we nobody talks about these issues, but they're extremely serious issues as we continue to watch and continue to see what's going on. I think that you have to recognize that the problems do exist. Okay. And, the banks are still borrowing from the emergency lending rate, which also tells you that there's another problem coming. Okay. Again, we cannot ignore the facts that are obviously in front of us. Okay. And the emergency lending rate is skyrocketing. Okay. Which is telling you that there are many issues that we are not willing to address. And of course, when you let China dictate tempo, when you let Saudi Arabia dictate to you, when you make up all this ridiculous rhetoric about what's going on in Russia, what do you think you're going to end up with? You're going to end up with a pile of shit. And of course, that is what this administration wants to create, is a pile of shit, because you can see by every action that they take, every move that they make is not to your benefit. Okay. And if they start going to masks again, they've already proven that masks don't work. So this whole COVID was a bunch of crock. And when we look back and we see that a lot of this was man-made, which it was, and of course we called it right here on Bubba's Bottom Line when COVID first hit the street. In the meantime, again, be careful, because they're coming for you. And if there's nobody to protect you, what are you going to do then? In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 10th. And of course, we're going to step out here for a break. We'll be back with our market commentary right after the break. What up, kids? Well, of course, we have a couple of partners that sponsor us, and they're brokerages. Now, I have other brokerages, just to give you full disclosure, but Trade Your Brokerage, $10 a month, and they operate our software at no charge for you. I mean, what could be better than that? And of course, on Saturday, we did a hedging webinar, which if you're not hedging, shame on you, because you're giving up a big edge in the trading world. But in the meantime, $10 a month flat for Trader, using our software, using yourself, whatever you want to do. I don't know how you can beat that. Saves me about $100,000 a year. And of course, our partner in our futures is Capital Trading Group, by far the best. And both brokers are the best at customer service. And you can see their website scrolling on the sides. And of course, our high school program, which we're going to rebuild. We've got a new partner to try and rebuild it. So we're going to go for that and get this back into high schools. So I'm excited about getting back and educating our youth. And hopefully we'll get to our youth to understand how much they're really getting screwed here. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd, Bubba, Horwitz. We're going to get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my market report. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 10th, and the football season's here, and we gave you our first winner last week, so that was good. In the meantime, markets were pretty flat for the week. Didn't go much. We're really in a consolidation. We're still short everything but the NASDAQ. But I do think that we're getting ready for a big beatdown. Again, I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that's what I think. But we'll continue to play the trend. And our trend trading has been much better now as well, because we've learned how to cut out some of the variance. But in the meantime, in the markets, in the dollar, which we no longer trade the dollar, but was higher for the weekend, we would be long. But it's not because we have anything against the dollar. It's only because it's a cost issue for the exchange part of it. So the euro currency is just as easy to trade, and we're short the euro, which makes sense because it makes up 56% of the dollar. But the euro continues to get hammered, and we're now back. And I'm looking for it. I think by end of the year, we'll probably be back around par. Bitcoin, we're short, and it's really hovering around 26,000. I'm not a big fan of being shorted here, but that's what the trend is. I'll have to go ahead and play it. Bonds and notes continue to get clobbered, telling you that interest rates are going higher. Okay. Again, you can hide from it all you want. You can listen to the garbage from the government all you want. Interest rates are going higher. That's that simple. Okay. And we will continue to be short bonds and notes as they go inverse to the interest rate market. The metals, gold, we are long gold and we are long silver. And overall, look, they're kind of just staggering holding here. Interesting point to take away. You keep hearing about the BRICS backed by gold. Why is the dollar higher? And why is gold flat to lower? But we are long platinum. We would be short, but we do not trade platinum anymore. And in fact, I apologize. We just reversed to silver to the short side. Copper has been lower, and we are short. In the grain markets, we're short everything but soybeans, and they continue to be terrible. And as I said earlier, I think China's got their finger on the scale trying to get control of the farmland. In the protein complex, they're all still hovering, not all, but cattle is hovering near all-time record highs. I'm a seller. Okay, we would be long, but I'll be a seller. Again, I don't think they're going too much higher. In hogs, I already am short, and I think they're going lower. In the softs, cocoa it was higher last week. We were short. We were long. Cotton was higher, we're long. Sugar was higher, we're long. OJ exploded higher once again, and we're still long. And coffee was down, and we are short. So not bad, pretty good action. I think there's a lot to think about. I think there's a lot to think about in these markets. But I think the big story will be this week is the triple witching cycle, because I think that you'll see some action. I think we'll finally start to see some volume come back into these markets. In the meantime, we're going to step out here for our final break and come back with, of course, my commentary right after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, what's up? Yeah, we got our sponsors, and of course, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but Trader Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, scrolling on the sides, and our high school program on the bottom. Again, we're here for you. We want you to have an easier, better way and more efficient way to do things. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary, and of course, football in America. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 10th. And of course, every week I give you a little bit of commentary. And, I find it, looking around the country, I find it very depressing. And I think to me, the most depressing thing is the true lack of the family unit. As I grew up, every Sunday, the entire family got together for dinner. We weren't all on our iPhones. We weren't all on our tablets. Every Sunday, we had dinner. All the holidays, we had dinner. My sisters, nephews, nieces, aunts, uncles, the whole family got together. Okay. And you don't see families together anymore. And I think that not only is this administration, which all their transgender crap and all the stuff that they're doing, taking away from the family unit, but their objective to erase history is a problem. And I think that's really destroying the family unit. Okay. And I think that is a big story for a lot of the reasons we have a lot of the problems we have, because, you may love your family, you may not love your family, but there's nothing like having a family to be able to fall back on and talk to and run ideas by. And I think that is being destroyed on a daily basis. And I think that maybe it's time that you sat down with your family without your phone and kind of just had a conversation. I mean, even today, that my kids live in different states, we still get together about once a month and all get together as a family. And I think that has been one of the biggest things of destruction in this country is the lack of family. And I think that is something that you should take seriously and think about, because, again, do you want to leave this country in the shape it's in now, or would you like to see it back in the shape it was when you were younger? In the meantime, it is football. It is the opening weekend. We did give you Detroit on Thursday night, and today we like the Dallas Cowboy tonight, laying 3. Now, you may not be able to get 3, so we might change a little bit of our views. Okay. And believe it or not, we are going to bet against the Arizona Cardinal, and we're taking Washington because Arizona is horrible. And that is my survivor pick for the week as well. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. This is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, September the 10th. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Day Update. And of course, next Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Adios.